How's it going, guys? I was able to finish up the front harness of my car. The rear one, I'm waiting on some heat shrink to show up because, as you guys know, I ran out. But we got this thing all finished up. I'll throw in a clip of what this looked like before as a front harness. And yeah, there's quite a bit of difference here. This thing weighs 3 pounds, not even 2 pounds maybe. Like, yeah, yeah, okay, a pound at the most. So let's get this front harness installed once and for all. All right, so this guy will loop up over to the wiper motor. Still got this rear harness in my way, but I'll take care of that later. And then I had it originally so that it would come down. I think I want to go between those. I'm not sure if you guys can see this. I'm gonna install this so I can use both hands and you guys can't really see it. And when we get it out towards the front, I'll show you guys what we did. All right, so we got it all routed how I want it. It comes out of the firewall there through one of the that's one of the AC grommets. Then we got the wiper motor, comes up, goes down and under out to here. And then I'm just using these little nylon clips from Harbor Freight as like, so I don't have to use zip ties. They're a little nicer. And I can actually just screw everything in. So I'm just figuring out where I'm going to put these and bolting them up. But otherwise, everything's going really well so far. And we're just going to get this routed, hooked up, and then the front harness will be done. So, all right, so I did make the wiper harness a little bit short. It's not pulled tight, but it's a little tighter than I would like. So I just had an idea, and I think I'm going to try it. I was actually going to flip the wiper motor this way. I have to drill out a little bit there to make some clearance for it. But I'm going to see if it works. It looks like it should. I mean, worst case scenario, it doesn't, and I'm out, 10 minutes of time. But we're going to see if that works. I think that'd be nice to have it facing the other way. My wire wouldn't be pulled as tight. And just one of those subtle things that people probably will never notice. So let's give that a shot, and I'll show you guys if it works. All right, well, it certainly works. So just had to drill a little hole here in order to make some clearance for it. But but it definitely worked, and just got to run some bolts in it, and we're just gonna leave it. I think I'm going to clean up this motor first because it's nasty. But I'm going to hand you guys off to Michael, and he's going to go show you guys what he's doing on the Audi so that you guys don't have to sit here and watch me wire.
All right, so that looks really clean. I've never seen anyone do that. If you have, send us a picture or comment. But I never even thought about doing that. So I got these diverter valves from a friend, and he got them off a car that he bought. They're just eBay diverter valves, and when we put them on, hold on 1 second. All right, I'm back. Forgot a screwdriver to get the plastic trim off, but like I was saying, I got them from a friend. They're just eBay diverter valves. But I noticed as I was putting them back on after I replaced some of the O-rings here that we put them on wrong last time. So I was only boosting to like 10 PSI and it should be boosting 20. So I'm gonna take you guys for a little test drive, see what it does. Because if so, fixes my problem. Because I've only been boosting to 15 even though the tune's rated for 20. So let's go. All right, got my boost gauge right there. Just gonna get into second gear. That doesn't seem like it's boosting all the way up. Back to the drawing board. So as you guys probably saw, I didn't see it because the camera was right in front of the gauge, but I didn't have any vacuum, and it was only boosting to 5 pounds. But as I drove it more after I put the camera down, it looked like more of a vacuum leak from the vacuum lines I just replaced. So I'm gonna put some zip ties on those just to cinch them down and see if that helps. All right, round 2, see if it drops. Oh, this is really hard for you to see. You can see that bottom. Nope, still have a vacuum leak. Alright, I need to figure out where this is coming from before I do another test drive.
Alright, so we just, I just went ahead and pinned up the connector for the dash harness. I've been working on getting the rest of the ignition harness all done. I'm gonna finish that, wrap it, get it all installed, because that'll pretty much be it for the fuse panel. Everything for that'll be done. We'll just have to do the cluster and the rear harness, which is just fuel tank and lights. And then I still have to do the power distribution. So I'm gonna finish up the dash harness and all of that now, and then we'll install it. Well, I ran out of heat shrink officially. We got the last part of this dash harness almost done, but the only stuff that we have is like a 3/4 inch 2-to-1 non-adhesive lined, and it's just not enough to like glue down or like clamp down the sheathing and the wires, and I'm not gonna like rush it. So I'm gonna order heat shrink. I know I keep saying that I'm going to. I'm actually gonna have to right now, but I'm gonna go ahead and head home. Frank's here, and he wants to give a shot at some Assetto Corsa drifting, so we might carry this on there, showing him getting down with some tandies. And Michael,
Yeah.
what are you doing? Let's get an update.
Let's get an update. We just spent 20 minutes trying to figure out the closed position switch because I had wires that they weren't on any of the diagrams.
And then when we finally found it on a diagram, it actually says not used.
Well, it was in a description.
It was a diagram on how the switch worked.
Oh, okay. So now I'm going to flip the injectors back around. Solder, what I'm thinking, I'm gonna run it by Aaron really quick while you guys are here. Do you think I should run all the, like, say this is number 1, right? It's not, but run the power wire like to this one, solder together, then because this one will be longer, so we'll reach to this wire, solder it together here, make it longer, so then
I would kind of do how I did my power wires, and I would bring all 4 of them back
and then
to
solder.
one bigger gauge wire and
Okay.
solder them, like maybe go from like 1 big gauge down to 2 smaller and then down to this,
Okay.
and just use that. That's what I would do.
Okay.
I think that would be easier, and it'd be easier to wrap too, because you could wrap these with just that 1/8 inch shit.
Okay.
It'd probably be fine, versus like having a little piece here and a little piece there. I think it'd just be cleaner.
Okay. So I'm gonna lengthen all the injector plugs, and I need to lengthen the coil pack wires.
On that, the coil packs normally would come out the side, the harness, and then there's the igniter that goes here. But we're actually going to relocate the igniters into the car, and we're going to run the harness out the back and down, and then right here is going to be that bulkhead connector.
probably right in the center of this T. It's kind of cut out, so clean.
And that'll make it easy for just, we need to pull the motor, done, ready to go.
Yeah.
So, all right. Sounds like you've got your work cut out for you.
Yeah, it shouldn't be too difficult.
Just
Because
just time consuming, and then you just got to stay on track.
Yeah, once these are all done, I can at least tape the harness all together, and it's pretty much waiting on that bulkhead connector. So that's my plan to finish this tonight. Aaron was saying we probably shouldn't wrap the harness until we fire up the car, just so we know it's running correct, which makes complete sense because since I'm doing a pretty much complete overhaul on this harness, taking out stuff and whatnot. We did it on my single cam, and we cut all the wires shorter since I was running the ECU in a different location. Went to start it, didn't fire up, and I think at that time we electrical taped everything back together, so it was a pain to unwrap everything and pretty much put a new harness in, we found out.
And it wasn't even that. It was
No.
the connector for the MAF
No,
on
no,
both of them.
No. The problem was on the single cams, if you're doing a swap or a turbo swap, wherever you're doing a new harness, there's an orange wire that comes off the white plug that you need. It gives power during cranking, and that's it. But you need that when you crank the motor. So.
But we also had issues where like the MAF had to be like in the right spot, the connector. Remember, because we had them all fucking zip tied at weird angles for the first batch of that.
That was so long ago.
Yeah. No, it was the wiring for the MAF was all fucked up. I don't remember what it was. But
Oh no, I did. It was all fucked up until I got it to my new house after we moved it, and there was a split in the wires, and we've unwrapped that harness 3-4 times and didn't find anything, and I finally found it. So that was the other issue. But that actually the car started. It was the orange wire that was keeping it. So I could have used that short harness. I just didn't run that one wire.
tomorrow, you want to pull this out?
Yeah.
All right, so tomorrow, guys, we're going to be pulling this motor out. It should be fairly straightforward because we're just going to pull the tube front off and slide it out the front. But we'll work on clearancing the headers so that there's a little something different other than just wiring.
Yeah.
So,
Get
and
that.
we'll show you what Mike's got so far because it should be pretty close to
Done.
routed, at least.
Probably take a air hose and a washcloth and clean this off now that it's all done.
All right. Well, as always, I want to say thank you for everybody who tuned in, and go ahead and hit that like button and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And come back tomorrow because we'll be working on this thing again. So, later.
Peace.